Children, welcome to the online class. Today we shall discuss the chapter What is democracy? Why democracy? Let's start. And this chapter is from your political science book. Let's start. Democracy is a much talked about subject in all parts of the world. Surprisingly, even dictators would not like their governments to be labeled as dictatorships. Ayub Khan of Pakistan claimed to have given the basic or guided democracy to his people. In fact, the system that he established was anything but democratic. It was marked by the oppression of the opposition. The East European communist states invented a phrase, people's democracy. It was used in reference to those countries that had adopted the Russian model of government. And this government in Chile sought to combine socialism with parliamentary democracy. Lech Walesa, the president of Poland, followed an altogether different kind of economic program. His wife was a policy his was a policy of economic liberalization. He faced great opposition from the communists in carrying through this policy, but many would regard him as a great democrat. Many one party states in Africa also described themselves as democracies. So there is an inclination for countries to be labeled as a democracy. So let us understand the basic meaning, definition of democracy. Democracy is a form of government in which rulers are elected by the people. So democracy does not recognize heredity as a process of selecting the rulers. In a democracy, the ruling authority is not passed on from father to his son or daughter. Elections are key to democracy. It is defined as that system of government in which people elect their rulers by voting for them in an election. So the term democracy is derived from the Greek word demos, which means people, and kratia, which means rule. It means democracy is people's rule. The above meaning and definition are useful as far as comparing a democracy with a non-democracy is concerned. At first placed, as in a non-democracy, rulers are never elected. Let us analyze the terminology a little deeper. It is important to know who are the rulers, who will take major and final decisions, how much power will be allocated to non political executives, who will be the voters, is voting right available to all on equal basis. Now, elections, when it comes to elections, it is very important to ask ourselves the question whether the elections are conducted in free and fair manner. The government elected by the people can do whatever they want, or will there be some institutions to check government's power? As regards terminology, then we must know the meaning of a word changes with changing time. Right? And let us discuss the features of democracy. Now, very quickly, we read out these features. Major decisions are taken by the elected leaders. So, for this, there has to be periodic elections, and the elections should be conducted in a free and fair manner. There should be free and fair elections, electoral competition, and the value of vote should be same, and there should be one person, one vote, and one value. Rule of law and respect for rights. Right? Nobody should be allowed to rule in an impudent manner or in an unreasonable manner. Whose rule it should be? After all, it should be rule of law, and there should be respect for rights. So as we were talking about periodic elections, see, the elections are held, they are to be held at regular intervals. Like in our country, it is held every 5 years. It shouldn't be like this, that elections sometimes happening, sometimes not happening, right? So the process of elections must continue at regular intervals. They are based on universal suffrage, means the voting rights Every adult has a right to vote and tell who will be his or her representative on the legislative bodies. And no person should be barred from voting on grounds only of race, caste, sex, religion, or any of them. Now, right to contest an election is also a very important feature of a democratic government. Every adult is also free to contest an election. Free and fair election, by that we understand that the competition for power is open and it is not secretive. There is more than one political party competing for power. Elections are free and fair. In other words, voters are not obtained under threat or by violence or any kind of allurement. Right? There should be freedom of speech and expression. Citizens can criticize activities and policies of the government, and there should be right to form associations or unions. Citizens have a right to form associations or unions of political parties. Right to information is also a very important feature of democratic government. The citizens should have a right to seek information contained in government records and papers. See, this is the picture of money and muscle power, which is one of the major challenges to democracy. Is he elected? Yes, the question of whether the ruler is elected or not elected is to be seen. And democracy at hostage, at hostage means when it is done on a gunpoint, then we say that democracy is put on a hostage. Right? Votes cannot be purchased or should not be ideally be purchased. Booth rigging, booth capturing, these kind of things. Right? If these things happen, that means democracy is put at hostage. Now, summary definition of democracy: rulers elected by people take final and major decisions. Elections offer a choice and fair opportunity to the people to change the government. If people wish to change the government, they should be in a position to change the government. Right? That means elections must offer real choice. It means the candidates who are contesting election, they must be different from one another. Then only people have a reason to vote for a candidate. Why would people vote a candidate? There should be reasons, and if there are meaningful choices available to people, and if the electorate is very informed, then obviously they can make an informed choice, a better choice. The choice and opportunity to people are available to people on an equal basis, so nobody should be barred from uh, casting their votes or exercising their democratic rights. The exercise of the choice leads to a government limited by basic rules of the constitution. The government that is formed must be guided by the constitution, right? And citizens' rights must be protected. One person, one vote, one value. At last, one man and one vote. In some countries, we've seen there are examples of certain countries in which the value of a person's vote is not equal with that of other person. Just as we have seen in case of Fiji, where an indigenous Fiji has more value of his vote than that of an Indian Fiji. Right? So, demerits of democracy. What are the disadvantages of democracy? See, the first major point that is written here is leaders keep changing in a democracy, and this leads to instability. Now, democracy is all about electoral competition. The political party or the coalition that wins majority forms the government. In case um, any party is not no party is able to secure majority, then in that case there can be any alliance also, if they are in a situation to garner the majority, garner the required number of seats in the assembly or in the parliament, then they would be in a situation to form the government. But in such situations, in coalition governments, often when the partners in the coalition they change their political party, move to some other party, then there are chances of government falling short of majority, and thereby dissolving of the parliament happens. So, and this leads to instability, right? Government, whenever it is falling short of the majority mark, then it has to resign, and there may be many political reasons. So we often find this problem with democracy, especially in a multi-party system where leaders keep changing, and this leads to instability. When this withdraw the support from the government and government falls short of the majority mark, then the government is bound to fall. So this leads to instability. Democracy is all about political competition and power play. There is no scope for morality. So there is no question of morality if we talk of the political competition. Democracy is just all about political competition, and every political party wants to get the power. So they often involve themselves in dirty tactics, and by hook or crook they would want to grab the power, and that's why it is said that there is no scope for morality. So many people have to be consulted in a democracy that it leads to delays. Yes, democracy is a government of institutions in which individual opinions do matter, but whenever a decision is to be taken, it has to be consulted with lot many people, lot many institutions. So it is this delay is obviously bound to take place, right? So elected leaders do not know the best interest of people. This leads to bad decisions. Sometimes the elected leaders, they may not know the best interest of people, what people need, and this leads to bad decisions. Democracy leads to corruption, for it is based on political competition, and ordinary people do not know what is good for them. They should not decide anything. Now when we talk of merits of democracy, it is more accountable. It is more accountable, right? It is the only form of government from which we can expect answers. They're accountable, they're responsible, unlike unlike a non-democracy, and improves the quality of decision making. Means when we discuss with a large number of people, and when there are long debates and discussions over something, obviously it will improve the quality of decision making, and it provides a method to deal with differences and conflicts. Democracy always deals with the differences and conflicts in a proper manner, and in a systematic manner. It enhances the dignity of citizens. Yes, it asks people their wishes, and thereby it enhances the dignity of citizens. It allows to correct its own mistakes. It is not that the constitution that is made in a country, and we know that we are a democratic country. So once a constitution is made, it is not that it is made for once and all, and there can't be any corrections or there can't be any amendments. There have been a number of amendments done in the constitution from time to time by the legislature, by the national legislature. So democracy is the only form of government that allows to correct their own mistakes. Now here is a quick difference that we can draw out between a democracy and a non-democracy. In a democracy, rulers are elected, and in a non-democracy, rulers are not elected. Major and final decisions are taken by the elected leaders in a democracy, and in a non-democracy, all major or final decisions are taken by the army personnel or dictator, as we have seen in case of Pakistan, wherein General Pervez Musharraf, who does a coup and takes over the rule of the country, and the country goes into the hands of the military, right? So that all the major decisions are taken by those people only, and not by the elected members. Government is answerable to people. Yes, people can seek answer through their representatives, and government has to answer to the queries raised in the parliament. And in a non-democracy, the people, those who are ruling, they are not answerable. People have wide range of rights as citizens, right? People have limited or no rights as citizens, and they are seen as subjects, not as citizens. Constitution and parliament are supreme. Words of monarchy or dictator supreme. Whatever the monarch has said, that would be the rule, right? And that would be supreme, and you cannot challenge them. Independent judiciary is there, and here judiciary is not independent. Independent media is there, and here media is under the government control. Now, the difference between representative versus direct democracy. Unlike direct democracy, representative democracy is the one in which people indirectly rule through elected representatives. So, in a representative democracy, we elect the representatives, and they rule on behalf of us. Whereas in a direct democracy, which can be fit only for a place where population is less, or the initial form of democracy might be of that form only, or the government at a local level only can be more of a direct democracy um, nature. And as we can see, that all the members, all the in our country, the people aged 18 years or above, they are the members of the Gram Sabha. So they may participate in the decision making process. So that is a kind of direct democracy. And in olden times in Greece, there used to be direct democracy where people directly participate in decision making process. Representative democracy is the most common and prevalent form of democratic government, but today it is not possible for countries to have direct democracy, because population has increased, and uh, system has become more complex, right? So it, and moreover, there are many other reasons are also there, like all people may not have same interest, equal amount of interest in politics. So they may not like to be part of the politics, and be the part of decision making process, right? So representative democracy is the most common and prevalent form of democratic government. Reasons are also well mentioned there. We've been just talking about these only. It is physically impossible for all the people, for their large number, because of the large number of people, to sit together and take decision. And next is, people don't have enough time also, nor do they have desire or skills to take part in all decisions. What is the broader meaning of democracy? Let us understand. The broader meaning is, it involves consultation with and consent of all those who are affected by that decision. Those who are not powerful have the same say in taking the decision as those who are powerful. So the minorities are also taken care of. Those who are weak, those who are less in number, they should not be dominated over by the majority group, or the powerful group. It may apply to all spheres of life. Democracy may apply to all spheres of life, government or family or any other organization. In a family also, we would get to see democratic principles being implemented, like in a family where around the dining table, all the members of the family sitting together, discussing things together, and then that is a form of democracy only, a democratic aspect of life only. And it can be applied everywhere, whether it's a school also. In a school where a teacher shares power with the monitor, and then allows students to speak their minds. So this kind of things can be there, means democratic principles can be applied in all aspects of life, in all spheres of life. Unity, democracy, secularism, as a picture, industrial growth, all these are there. So freedom of expression, lot of news, lot of information. Meaning of true democracy. True democracy is a condition in which no one goes hungry to bed, right? You have to keep it in mind. True democracy is a condition in which development reaches to all. Nobody should be left outside the bracket of development. Everyone must enjoy the fruit of development, right? Every citizen must be able to play an equal role in making a decision, right? no just equal right to vote. Not just equal right to vote. Yes, it is not just equal right to vote. Merely having equal right to vote is not enough. There should be um, equality in society in real sense. Every citizen needs to have equal information, basic education, equal resources, and a lot of commitment. So, all this comprise the meaning of true democracy. Right, children? So, here we have discussed in detail all the uh, concepts of the chapter, especially what broad concept we've been discussing over here is we have been talking about democracy only, and we've been discussing different types of democracy, representative democracy or indirect democracy or direct democracy we've been talking about, and we have discussed the merits and demerits of democracy. We have also discussed the reasons why representative democracy is more prevalent in today's world, right? And we have also talked of the meaning of broader democracy, and the true democracy also we have talked, right? So if you like the video, please do like it and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.